Hiya, and welcome back to Tennis Ace, the game that teaches us that, uh, hmm, hmm. I actually can't think of anything. Um, that, that Haruki has a soft spot for children, I think. I don't know. Anyways, let's just hop right in. So what? Why are you here? In fact, how are you even here? I remember Shoichi making a point of how his coach only allows him to keep the keys after practice because he's responsible and can be trusted to not break anything, clean things up, and lock up after he's done. And considering how little you get along with your coach, I can't imagine any of those things being true for you. For fuck's sake, why are you still here? Why aren't you answering the We made an agreement. Yeah. An agreement? I promised I'd keep my head down and not cause trouble if he let me stay after practice for a bit. I can get more stuff done on my own. There's no one else for me to mind and no one around to look down on me or talk shit about me. What? Talk shit about you? There's no way someone in this team would do that. Oh really? Because you clearly don't know so much about the volleyball... Because you clearly know so much about the volleyball team. Spend a lot of time around them, don't you? No, but I know this is Shoichi's team. Shoichi would never allow his teammates to talk shit about one another. He cares about teamwork and always does his best to make sure people are getting along. Yeah, right. Have you ever seen them do something like that? Do they actually talk shit about you or look down on you? Ever just see them doing it? No, but I don't need proof. I know they do it behind my back. How can you possibly know that? Are you a telepath or something? Of course not! Don't be a moron! It's not like that, You? Of course they do it. Everyone looks down on me. What's with this face? I've never seen him make a face like that before. Is he sad? Wait. What's going on? Did I say something I shouldn't have? Or is that a flicker of vulnerability? I know I shouldn't be surprised by it. Of course this guy is also capable of being vulnerable, but I never thought I'd see it. That's not... Just forget about it, okay? It doesn't matter. But you... Just leave. Please leave. Did he just say please? As in, he asked me to please leave? Not get out of your fuck stick or leave dickwad or fuck off cockmunch. It was please leave. Those are all beautiful insults. Those are all beautiful insults. Holy shit. Why the fuck are you staring at me? But by the way, I just realized, if your coach is letting you stick around, then does that mean that everything's been smoothed over after that incident? What? You know, when you got kicked out of practice and all a few days ago? I can barely see the bruises anymore. You seem to be healing well. Is everything okay with... Fucking leave! The wolf finally runs out of patience, snapping at me and rushing in my direction. Naturally. Hiya! I try to struggle and protest against, but he quickly grabs me by the shoulders and starts pushing me. Very soon after that, I am shoved forcibly out the door, only to turn around in an attempt to say something and have it slammed on my face. Son of a bi- He even locked the door behind me! Wow, just wow. I take it back. I don't care how vulnerable you were in front of me just now. You, sir, are a prick. And I know he's a prick. So why do I even try? I keep doing the same thing over and over and then getting surprised and annoyed by the results. There must be something wrong with my brain. That's the only explanation. Get a grip, Yuichi. You're better than this. And yet I do still wonder. Of course they look down on me. Everyone does. He looked so sad when he said that. I know he mentioned before that everyone thinks of him as a bad guy and a thug, but is this really eating him up that much? Was that an actual moment of vulnerability? Feels like I was allowed a second's glimpse at something he usually keeps locked tight before he realized he dropped his guard and pushed me out again. Yeah, what am I even hoping to get here? Why do I care so much? Why does the image of that sad face he had refused to leave my head? Damn it. May 19th. Ugh, does this thing really have to be so friggin' loud? Hiya. It's like I'm having my ears pierced every single morning from how loud and high-pitched it is. I really need to buy a new one. And there's only one character select left. Like, there's only, like, one heart left. Man. What the hell was that chemistry lesson even supposed to be? We had so many chemical formulas thrown at us to memorize that my eyes are still spinning. How do chemists manage to learn all this stuff? And how do they not get bored doing it? Almost feels like it's the most uninteresting stuff in the world. As soon as the bell rang and we were excused from class, I made a beeline straight here. Feels like the only place where I can relax right now. If I go to the tennis club, I know I'll be subjected to one of Sai's super special Spartan practices. I said Satan practices. I said Satan practices. Hold on. K-chan, Yu-chan, it is 4 p.m. Time for your daily matches. Saya is going to murder Yuichi one of these days. One of these days, Yuichi is just going to piss her off too much, and Saya will just, like, walk in. Like, Saya will, like, walk in. Like, we'll just be, like, on the rooftop, and then Saya will walk in with, like, a belt or whatever, and just... Wait, no. That's not loud enough. Let me just... Get the fuck to practice, Yuichi! And Yuichi will be like, no, please, please, don't murder me! Don't murder me, please! And Sai's just like, yeah, no, you need to get to practice. But I don't want to, Saya. I am tired. And then Saya will, like, grab him and, like, toss him over the fence to the courtyard. Yuichi's dead now, but he's still at practice. But Saya is actually going to murder Yuichi one of these days. like Yuichi's just, like, falling after he gets thrown off the roof, and he just go splat. All his bones are broken now. He has no bones whatsoever. No, they won't even find his soulless body. Like, Saya is... Yes, I actually had a belt. Like, let me go get it. Like, I have, like, a belt, like, near me at all times, whenever I feel like dressing up all nice and home-like. When I feel like dressing up nice and home-like, I wear a belt, so I have a belt with me, and, like, it's just fun to crack. Just, wait, that could have been better. Hang on. Yeah, I actually have a belt on me. Nah, cause then I'd have to, like, turn on my camera, and I don't want to turn on my camera. No. Maybe. Just maybe. I might have something planned. Anyways. I've named it SSSP for short. Belt Showcase. I only own 2 belts. I just want to take a nap right now. I drag my feet toward my usual spot, finally looking up to the ground to notice the now too all-familiar figure of a white wolf standing near my usual spot. His fingers interlocked with the fence's chain links. You've got to be kidding me, right? Again? How does this keep happening? This town isn't that small. He seems distracted. I'm just going to take this opportunity to slip away before he notices me. Hi, bitch! I'm going to... For fuck's sake, just leave it alone, Yuichi. Okay, so apparently, I guess, like, suck his titties is perfectly fine. But the second you put down kiss me, it is a sex-based term. What the actual fuck, Automod? Are you high again, Automod? Are you high again? Are you high? Do we need to have an intervention, Automod? Automod. Do we need to have an intervention? Do we need to intervent your drug your drug? Automod, just like go lay down. Go lay down, Automod. Just go lay down. Cupping my face in both my hands, I cradle my head and sigh internally once I realize that I can't bring myself to do that. I complain about him being unlikable and a jerk, but I keep doing this to myself over and over. What is wrong with me? Hey there. Guess we meet again, huh? Literally everyone is too powerful for Automod. Guess we meet again, huh? I slowly approach the wolf, not wanting to spook him and give him cause to get angry at me again. Huh? The wolf's reaction lags behind for a bit. It is several seconds after my greeting that he finally looks at me. His eyes, however, remain unfocused and distracted. Like he's looking right through me and not seeing me. Are you okay? I'm fine. The wolf's response comes out automatically, almost like a practiced reflex. No matter how I look at it, he doesn't seem fine at all. Are you sure? You seem pretty out of it. It's Ugh, again? Why are you here? And they're both boys. Did he just snap out of his daze just now? It seems like he finally recognized me and reacted accordingly, groaning in annoyance and rubbing the bridge of his nose. I almost want to go back to before he did. This is my usual spot, remember? We've been through this before. I'm a senior. And I've been coming here to relax and cloud gaze since I was a freshman. That means this has been my place longer. I am well aware of how childish and pathetic an argument that is, but the moment this guy flipped into his usual annoying mode, it made me get defensive and want to dig my heels into the ground. Yes, I know it's immature of me, but I don't care. Whatever. Huh? Whatever? That's it? No argument? No name calling? You're just letting it slide completely? Who are you? I'm still not leaving. I don't care what you say. I never said you had to leave. All I did was ask if you're okay. Why do you care so much? What do you mean? You keep asking me that over and over. Do you have any idea how annoying that is? Gee, man, sorry I annoyed you by showing you basic human decency and concern. My bad. It's not that, dipshit. It's the fact that you're everywhere. Every time I look around, you're somehow there. At school, in the streets, at the park. How are you everywhere? That's so incredibly gross. Honestly, I've been asking myself the same thing. I have no idea how this keeps happening. But, so what? It bothers me just as much as it does you. It's not like I want to keep looking at your sour face any more than I have to. It's not my fault that we keep running into each other. You sure you're not stalking me or something? Please! Why would I be so interested in you so much to the point of stalking you? You're nowhere near pretty enough for that, and it sure as hell wouldn't be because of your sparkling personality. What? Uh-oh. The words slipped out before I had a chance to rein them back in. Before I realized, I snapped at him. This is it. I just signed my death certificate, haven't I? You've got some lip on you. What? Did he just laugh? Why? Why is that the thing that gets a positive reaction from him? God, this guy's so confusing. I'll take that win for now and will refrain from prodding and asking about it, though. Pretty sure my downfall the last few times had been from me insisting on stuff when he responded badly to it the first time. Let's see, how do I make small talk with this guy? What's something else I can talk about? So, you sure you're okay, by the way? Looked like you answered me on full automatic earlier. As soon as I ask, Haruki's expression clouds over once again, and he looks away. I'm almost certain that I made a mistake in asking, but the wolf opens his mouth as if he were to say something, only to close it again. He does it a few more times, leaving the silence hanging over us like a shroud. My dad's sentence got extended. It'll get better. His words make my eyes go wide and leave me dumbstruck. Of all the things I thought he might do or say, I definitely didn't expect him to go and blurt out that. Your dad? Oh, please, don't bother playing dumb. I know the dog must have told you about it by now. It's been priority 1 gossip since it happened. The pointedness of his words make me recoil, looking down at my feet in shame. Haruki takes the silence as admission of guilt, groaning and shaking his head. Figures. Is that a bad thing? That he told you? Nah, I don't care. No, I mean, is it a bad thing about your dad? From what I've heard, he sounded like a real asshole, so shouldn't that be good news? You're a real piece of work, aren't you? What do you mean? Say something like that about someone else's father, especially someone you barely even know. Either you have balls, or you have no tact. Oh, well, I was just basing myself on what I heard. I'm sorry if I'm wrong. Nah, you're right on the money. The guy's a piece of shit. I hope he rots in hell. Then why did you have that look on your face when I first saw you? What look? You looked like there was something eating away at you. Ah. Haruki clicks his tongue, looking away once again. I follow his gaze, noticing that he's been watching the other students walking around campus down on the ground floor. We both stand in silence, me waiting for him to speak and him watching. It's a good thing that he's in jail. It's exactly where he deserves to be. I'm sensing there's a but there. But if he's in jail, he can't pay back the debts he racked up. I've already been getting harassed over it when he was expected to be released by the end of the year. Now, if the news gets out, it'll only get worse. Hearing his words, something finally clicks in my head, making my eyes go wide at the realization. I recall the scene I saw around a week ago, back when I found Haruki getting roughed up by a shady-looking guy in an alley. Part of me thought that there was some truth to the rumors Shoichi told me about, that maybe Haruki's just the type of person to go around getting into fights. But, so, the guy in the alley? The wolf looks away, avoiding my gaze as if it were burning him. After a few seconds of silence, he finally nods. One of Dad's dear friends, I'm sure. He ambushed me on the way to the store and demanded Mom and I find a way to pay him back. What? That's horrible! Why the hell didn't you fight back then? When I came across you two, you were letting him pin you to the wall and rough you up without saying a word. Couldn't you have taken him? Are you kidding me right now? The wolf's expression darkens right away, his glare piercing me like a knife. I don't know what I've done to anger him this time, but I instinctively take a step back. See? That's why I didn't fight back. Huh? What do you... Now, and that day too, you walked into me being attacked by someone, doing nothing to defend myself, and you still looked at me like it was somehow my fault. I asked you a question just now, and that was enough to make you back away from me. I'm not stupid. I know how it would look if I tried to defend myself. Haya. No one would believe me that I didn't start it. It's always like that. Everything would become my fault somehow, and then I'd end up in jail too. Just like my piece of shit dad. You mean... The moment Haruki's words sink in, the horror of it finally hits me. He's not wrong. I did wonder myself if he'd done something to start that fight. When he got in trouble with this coach, I wondered what he'd done that made him get punished. And I did back away from him just now. All because, what? He looked at me funny? He got attacked out of nowhere over something that has nothing to do with him and isn't his fault. And he preferred to let himself be beaten up than risk trying to defend himself. Because he knew what would happen if he did. I'm sure that me stumbling into the scene was the only reason he decided to try and do something. Maybe because then there would be a witness who could vouch for him that he wasn't at fault. And yet, I wouldn't have been able to do even that much, because I still thought he somehow was at fault for it. Is that what you meant when you said people only see what they want to see? The wolf's eyes snap toward me, scanning my face for something that I can't quite put my finger on. That's when he laughs. A dark, hollow, fake laugh that sends a shiver down my spine and all the way to the tips of my toes. Aren't you a sharp one? Do you get it now? Tell me, what did you see? What? When you saw me getting beaten up in that dark alley, what did you see? Was it an innocent person getting beaten up, or did you maybe see some piece of shit loser delinquent getting what he deserved? Haruki's words cut me down, leaving me with nothing to stand on. No words or self-assurances that I can hold on to tell myself that I made the right judgment at that moment. I didn't... You didn't? Ha! You're hilarious. Don't think I'm stupid. I saw it. I saw the same exact look on your face that everyone has. Those same exact eyes. You still look at me like that. Like I was a delinquent, a troublemaker, a thug. Like I'm some kind of rabid dog that might bite at any second and needs to be put down. Am I wrong? But it's whatever, right? People just love to have something to hold over others. Gotta have some self-righteous reason to use as an excuse so you can look down on people like me as much as you want. I take another step back, slowly shaking my head as the full realization and horror hits me all at once. Finally brought back by his words. Stop looking at me like that. How could I have been so wrong? Why the fuck are you even looking at me like that? He's mentioned it before. Have I had it wrong this whole time? From the very beginning? Is that why he's been so angry at me? When he and I talked on the roof the first time, he was still unpleasant, but nowhere near as bad and angry as he's been lately. I didn't even think about it. It wasn't his attitude toward me that changed. It was mine that did. So has everything he's said to me so far, all the times he snapped, balked and got angry at me, have they all been reactions to my own attitude? I'm so sorry. I don't give a fuck. Your apology means nothing to me. What? But people will always be like that. There's nothing I can do about it. So I stopped caring years ago. I can't change people's opinions of me. So there's no point in bothering. I don't need anyone anyway. I can't think of anything worse than having some annoying person hanging around me all the time and being all clingy and shit. I'm fine on my own. What? How can you even say that? That's not fine at all. That's incredibly depressing. Besides, there's something about what he just said. The words are there, and he certainly acted like he meant it, but his voice sounded so hollow when he said it. Like he said it so many times that the words started to lose their meaning. Almost like he's trying to convince himself. And in that case, if that's true, then what is that saber cat friend of yours? Kiga, was it? Is he just an annoying person? For the first time, it seems like my words managed to find some gap in the wolf's armor. That kind of shock can't be faked after all. The wolf's mouth opens and closes several times, kind of like a fish. Kiga is... He annoyed me into submission, that's all. Letting him stick around is less of a hassle than shooing him away every time. Is that really it? Because if what you said was true, that there is nothing worse than someone sticking by you and being all clingy and shit, then there's no way you'd have let him stick around you just because he wore you down. Besides, Kiga told me you'd agreed to help him run his line so he could have an easier time rehearsing. He did? Yes! And if you really hated his presence so much, there's no way you'd have agreed to do something like that for him. Especially something you seem to find so demeaning and embarrassing. I didn't... And you should have seen the way the guy talked about you. The moment you left, his main concern was to apologize and start telling me about how deep down you're such a great guy. Because he apparently hated the idea of a total stranger having a wrong impression of you. You clearly must have done something to earn that kind of appreciation, right? Even as I'm saying these words, I feel the anger rising up inside me. Not at Haruki, Kiga, or even the situation, but at myself. I should have listened to my own words. Kiga went so far to try and make sure I didn't think badly of Haruki. There's no way he'd have gone that far for someone that is completely irredeemable. It was so laughably obvious that I can't help but feel angry at myself for being immediately dismissive of the saber cat's words. That doesn't matter! God, shut up already! Fucking hell, you're so fucking annoying! This is why talking to you is so damn frustrating! You say that, but you haven't asked me to leave. Sure, you've snapped at me plenty and called me names, but you keep putting up with me and responding to what I say. It's almost like you actually care what I think. If you didn't, you'd have either told me to leave or left yourself. But we're still here, aren't we? For all your barking and complaining, you keep engaging with me. If my presence really were so much of a bother to you, you wouldn't even begin to talk to me. You'd turn around and leave as soon as you noticed me, or you'd ignore me and wait for me to go away. But you never do you? No matter how unpleasant your words may be, you always talk to me when we meet. Why? What is it that you're hoping to get from it? You wouldn't do it if there wasn't something. That means nothing. You say that, but you're not actually denying it. If I had bothered to think about it for 2 seconds, I would have noticed it right away. A person that hates dealing with other people as much as he claims to would never bother to in the first place. The fact that he does is probably proof that, on some level, he does seem to want to. And the fact that he's not denying it only makes me more certain that I'm right. He's like a beaten dog, being suspicious of everyone around him and snapping at anyone that comes close. Yeah, he does. But dogs only do it because they're afraid. Because they've been hurt so many times before. Because they're afraid of being hurt again. It's the same for you, right? That's what you've been doing this whole time? Of course, there's no way I'd risk saying it out loud. We seem to have struck some kind of balance where he's tolerating me right now despite me going way overboard and pushing him far more than I've ever done before. But I'm sure if I called him a beaten dog, he would probably punch me. There's a limit to everything after all. Look, for what it's worth, I really am sorry. Huh? There's no excuse for it. You're absolutely right. I really did think of you as a troublemaker. I really did believe that you had done something to deserve the crap you had happen to you. I did look at you in that way. I did judge you. But knowing what I know now, it took me a while to realize it, but I really do think Kiga was right. He told me you were a good guy deep inside. I didn't believe him at first, but after seeing how your little brother seems to adore you as well as hearing what you had to say to me now, yeah, I have to accept that I might have been wrong. Maybe deep down, but yeah, I think the saber cat may have had a point about you. Haruki stares at me in complete silence, his mouth hanging wide open. Finally, he looks away, rubbing the bridge of his nose and groaning in frustration. He sure loves to groan, doesn't he? You're a very frustrating person. Did you know that? So annoying. You're not the first person I hear that from. Yeah. In fact, there was a certain someone many, many years ago that used to call me both those things all the time. Huh? Who? Hang on, let me like adjust how I'm sitting. Ah. I let my laughter serve as my answer, crossing my arms as I reminisce about it. I suppose now that I'm looking at him from a different point of view, that Haruki isn't all that different from how Shoichi used to be back when we met. Sure, he's way older and bigger, and the horrible attitude was a lot more endearing and tolerable on a 6-year-old than on a, I'm assuming 17? But I can't deny that the similarities are pretty striking. Maybe that's why Shoichi seems to have so much trouble dealing with Haruki. Looking at this guy is like staring straight into the past. You know, if you're a bit more open about your situation, well, tone down your attitude a lot, I'm sure you'd be able to make more friends. At the very least, people wouldn't be as judgy. Oh, really? And why the fuck would I want that? Because having people is better than being alone. I'm sure that you understand that on some level, right? After all, you do have at least one friend. Would it really be that bad? It sounds like a hassle. I've no interest in being friends with someone so meek and pathetic that I have to coddle them all the time. If people can't deal with me as I am, then what's the point? That's not what I was suggesting. It might as well be. Tone down my attitude. Don't make me laugh. I'm not going to change myself for anything or anyone. If someone can't accept that, they're not worth my time. Hang on, let me just. Wait. Fuck off emotes. Can I? Control C. Control V. There we go. That sounds so sad. I don't know why, but the first thing that hits me when I hear those words is sadness. Isn't that lonely? But if I try to push, he's only going to push back even harder, isn't he? If I've gathered anything about him so far, it's that he's incredibly stubborn. And if that's the case, yeah, I guess my mind's already made. Okay. Okay, if that's the case, then I'll be your friend. I'll accept you for who you are, and I won't try to change you. Haruki's eyes fly open, bulging out wider than I've ever seen them before. He sputters multiple times, making a few pathetic, confused noises that I would say are borderline cute. At the very least, I have to really hold back the urge to laugh. But why the fuck would you do that? If you won't try, then I'll do it for you. I'll put in the effort into a friendship for you. Now you can say that you have 2 friends. That's double the amount of friends. Isn't that nice? Ugh! This is exhausting! I have no idea how to deal with you. What the fuck's your angle? You have nothing to gain by involving yourself with someone like me. It's not like my problems are any of your concern. I never said that they were. I just said that I'm going to be your friend. The rest doesn't really matter to me. I don't need you to be my friend. I chuckle, finally losing my battle against the laughter I've been suppressing the whole time. That only makes the wolf's nostrils flare even more. The fuck are you laughing at? Don't worry, I'm sure it'll change your mind eventually. I have it on good authority that I can be very persuasive when I want to. For fuck's sake! This time when the wolf groans, I somehow find the gesture endearing instead of irritating. Is that what a change in perspective can do? I'm sure you'll appreciate having me around eventually. Is there a mute button on you somewhere? For the next hour, I continue to annoy Haruki much in the same way, insisting on talking to him despite his many protests and insults. But despite all the bravado, the wolf doesn't make a move to leave at any moment. In fact, I think I catch his tail wagging a few times. May 25th. I anxiously fiddle with my phone. Day 13! We're on day 13. I anxiously fiddle with my phone, looking over my shoulder every now and again for a familiar figure that I'm sure hasn't yet left the gym building. Trying to sneak under Sai-chan's watchful eye and skip on practice was, of course, a bus. I got caught pathetically easy and was forced to take part in practice. What's worse, Sai-chan even put me in charge of overseeing the freshmen, like I'm some kind of coach or something. I mean, sure, it's not a hard job noticing people's forms, seeing what they're good at, what they lack, giving them the advice based on it. It's all pretty basic stuff. I learned to pick up on it years ago just from tweaking my own training regimens. But it's not the point! I don't know what's had her in such a mood lately, but I'm starting to get really tired of it. The number one thought in my head the last few days is that I want to buy her a stress ball. Or a punching bag. One or the other. I'm not sure which would be more well received. Either way, they would hopefully do the job of getting her to chill a little. Oh, okay. Hiya. Either that or get her to kill me, so, let's stay optimistic. In the meantime, I continue to look for a certain someone that, up until now, has done an annoyingly good job of avoiding me. Finally, I start to see a few people exiting the building one by one. Some of them are grouped up and chatting among themselves, others leave all on their own. Yuichi, what are you doing here? Shouldn't you have headed home by now? You do know the same goes for you, right? Wasn't the volleyball team's practice supposed to have ended over an hour ago? We stayed late to have a strategy meeting. Saturday's the first day of the inter-high, remember? You've been staying late for the last week. Oh, right! I'd completely forgotten about that. Never mind, I can tell from your face that you don't. Sorry, I've had a lot on my mind. It's fine, we've pretty much guaranteed to get through the first day anyway, so I wouldn't worry about it. Besides, you guys can't exactly skip class to come watch anyway. Oh dear. Well, don't die, cause that's pretty bad for you. Like, medically, death is pretty bad for you. So maybe don't do that. Maybe don't be dead. Because it's bad for you. Yeah, good luck. Good luck. You can't see, but I'm giving you a thumbs up. Good luck. I'll make sure to be there for Saturday and Sunday, though. That's pretty sweet of you to believe that we'll get to the finals on Sunday. Not so much sweet as it is a foregone conclusion. You guys always get to the finals. Yeah, well, too bad we don't get farther than that. Don't be like that. If you start telling yourself you'll lose, you'll just be making it okay for you to do so. Don't give yourself excuses. I'm not. How the fuck did it take Yuichi several days to realize that Shoichi was gay? How the fuck did it take him that long? I'm not. Shoichi whines, his ears going flat over his face. It's rare to see him drop his guard like this in public. Seriously, why did it take Yuichi so long to realize that Shoichi's gay? Like, I suppose he must be under an insane amount of pressure right now, so I'm not surprised. I tiptoe around the huge husky blocking my view, looking behind Shoichi to see if I can find a certain white wolf on his way out with no luck. Are you looking for something? Me? Kinda? Not really, though. What's that supposed to mean? Just then, I finally see the person I'd been looking for. Oh, over here, Haruki-kun. Shoichi looks like he's going to murder us. At an impulse, I wave to catch his attention and call out the wolf's name, completely forgetting for a second that I'd been talking to Shoichi. Haruki freezes when he stands once he notices me, but that alone isn't too much of a surprise. It's not until I look up and see the look on Shoichi's face that I realize I fucked up. Over here, Haruki-kun. Hi, bitch. Koizumi? Why are you calling out to him of all people? For fuck's sake, seriously? Sorry, Shoichi. I was kind of hoping to catch Haruki-kun on his way out. Didn't I tell you to stay away from him? First of all, fuck off. I'm right here and I can hear you. Second of all, I'm not a part of whatever this is. Leave me out of it. The wolf tries to walk past the two of us, but I reach out with a hand and grab him by the wrist before he has a chance to. Dude! What the fuck? You both stop it! I'm not a kindergarten teacher! I don't have the patience to mediate between you two right now. Shoichi looks all murderous right now. Like he's going to murder us. Doesn't he look like he's going to murder us? He looks like he's going to murder us. I quickly shut down whatever argument this is about to turn into. Perhaps a bit more gruffly than I ought to. Not that I care. After having enough time to think on what Haruki said to me last week, I came to realize just how much of an asshole I've been to him up until now. Not that he doesn't have a degree of blame in it, but still, if I want to make things right, I can't keep beating around the bush. But seriously, Shoichi, Why do you have to be so aggressive right to the guy's face? I know he's not the easiest person in the world to deal with, but you don't have to fight fire with fire. Besides, you're the one who planted those shitty ideas in my head in the first place. So now I'm also holding you partly responsible for that particular shit show. In fact, I might as well say something now. And you too, Shoichi. You told me to avoid him. Who are you to tell me what I should or shouldn't do? But... Ha! Damn, that was brutal. I take it back. I'm so happy to have been here for this. You! Cut it out. I already told you I don't want to be mediating between you two squabbling like little kids. Whatever. I already won. There's no winning here. Stop being a child. Whatever. Now can you let go of my arm? That's 2 whatevers in a row. Does he just default to it whenever he doesn't have a clever insult to use? Still, I do as he asked and let go of his arm, watching the wolf rub his wrist where I grabbed him. I'd consider it a win that he asked me to let go instead of pulling his arm away. He's definitely strong enough to do that. Strong enough that he could if he wanted to. Aren't you two supposed to be teammates? You don't have to like each other, but this is kind of ridiculous. That's not my problem. You don't start. But I'm serious. Cut that shit out. Fine. Fine. I'm heading home. You do whatever you want. What? That's not what I try reaching for Shoichi's arm like I had done with Haruki earlier, but he quickly pushes my hand off, quickly stomping away without so much as a glance back. What the hell was that? Hot damn! You have a mean streak in you, huh? I do not. Sure you do. Didn't think you had it in you to say that kind of shit to your boyfriend. He's not my boyfriend. Would you stop that? Whatever you say. Either way, I'm out of here. Hang on there a second, mister. Didn't I say I wanted to talk to you? The wolf tries once again to slip past me, but I react quickly, grabbing his arm and pulling him back before repositioning myself in front of him so as to block his exit. I feel so crappy having to do this kind of thing, but he's the one forcing me to do it. Fucking for real, this again? What the fuck makes you think I like being grabbed all the time? Get your hands off of me, fag. Ugh, I'm trying really hard to be your friend here. Do you ever shut up? I wouldn't have to if you didn't keep trying to avoid me. What gives? What gives? Are you seriously asking me that? How many times do I have to tell you that I'm not a charity case? I don't need you to be my friend. Buzz off. You said anything about needing something. I offered. Oh, so it's an offer? Yes. Then I refuse. And I refuse to accept your refusal. For fuck's sake! I feel a little bit of pride welling up in my chest from getting the wolf to sound so thoroughly exasperated. I know I shouldn't, and it's probably petty of me and all, but I'll be damned if it doesn't feel good. What kind of offer is this where I don't have a choice to say no? An offer you can't refuse. Are you a mob boss or something? No way, you got that? Man, Saya would be proud. Listen here, asswipe. I don't need your charity. Leave me alone already. That is a very, very beautiful insult. Listen here, asswipe. It's because you keep referring to it as not needing it that I'm sticking around. At no point did you say you don't want it. For fuck's sake, are you a grammar teacher now? Fuck off. I could seriously get used to this. I probably shouldn't though. I am really starting to embody 6-year-old me all over again, and that's a hell of a lot less cute coming from a grown man. But this worked with Shoichi, so this is the best card I have to play at the moment. At least until I get to know this asshat a little better and figure out how to get through to him. God damn it, why am I going through all this trouble for this jerk? I don't even get it myself. It's also not a good sign that I started to casually curse a lot more in my head than I used to before. I've barely gotten to know this guy, and he's already rubbed off on me in a bad way. I can't help it. He reminds me too much of Shoichi when we were kids. I get this unbearable urge to help. Sure, I will. Fucking as soon as you tell me why you don't want me to be your friend. God damn it, leave! The wolf pushes past me, bumping my shoulder in the process, nearly sending me tumbling down to the floor. By the time I stabilize myself again on my feet, I look around. I notice that he has completely disappeared from view. Sheesh, that guy really is a tough cookie. And here I thought we were making good progress. Back to square one, I guess. Don't worry too much. You'll get there. The suddenness of an unknown voice coming from right behind me makes my skin crawl. The fur on the back of my neck bristling and standing at attention as I jump away reflexively. I snap around as quickly as I can, searching for the source of the scare that damn near just gave me a heart attack, only to see a familiar-looking saber cat staring at me with eyes wide and mouth gaping. Hi, bitch. Whoa, easy there. You're... Right, Haruki's friend. The one that was running lines or whatever in what was supposed to be a locked room after class. Are you okay there? Don't do that to people. Sorry. Who thinks it's appropriate to sneak up on someone like that? What is wrong with you? Then again, I am talking about the guy who commandeered a room in school and was flailing around shirtless in a public place. Maybe I shouldn't expect too much out of it. Wait, no. Stop it, Yuichi. First Haruki, now this. Stop being so damn judgy. It's fine. What are you saying again? Oh, right. Just hang in there. Haru's a tough nut to crack, but you'll get there if you stick it out. That's... Thanks? How can you even know that, though? How do you think he and I became friends? You don't mean... I sure do. Haru is stubborn as hell and doesn't really know what's good for him. You gotta wear him down before he lets you in. If you keep sticking around, he'll eventually get tired of pushing you away and will let you stick around. Take it from me. I've done it. Really, if anything, I'm surprised to find out that you and I are so similar. I think we'd make good friends, too. Right. I annoyed him into submission. I forgot I heard Haruki say that. I thought he was exaggerating about it, but now I'm not so sure. The fact that both the Saber Cat and I played the exact same card is... concerning. Maybe I need to reconsider my approach. I'm not too sure I want to be so similar to the weirdo that breaks into a classroom to talk to himself half naked. Man, not being judgy is hard. I, appreciate the encouragement. No problem! I'm happy to see Haru making more friends, so I'll help in any way that I can. Well, I suppose that is pretty nice of him. Maybe I'm being too harsh on the guy. Wait. Hang on, how long have you been here? What do you mean? I mean, how much of that did you hear? Most of it? I was waiting around to talk to Haru, too. You were so absorbed with your phone that you didn't notice when I waved at you? For real? Wait, does that mean you saw the thing with you, Haru, and the Prez? Yeah, I wasn't going to comment on that. Oh god, please no. The last thing I need is people close to Shoichi seeing that. Delete. Give me a way to delete it from your memory right now. Please forget you saw anything. That's a tough ask. I don't care how tough it is. Forget it, I beg of you. Still, you were kind of screwed. You were kind of screwed either way. That's some serious bad blood between those two, and even I don't get why. Kiga, I don't want to fucking join the drama club. Please fuck off with the drama club. Like, we'll just be like, Yuichi's just going to be, like, crawling away. He's just going to be, like, crawling away. He has no legs because he lost them. He's going to be crawling away using his arms, and Kiga's going to be, like, running up, just like, Yuichi, you should join the drama club. And we're just like, oh my god, please leave me alone, please. For the love of God, leave me alone. I don't have any legs. Please leave me alone. And Kiga's just like, you need to join the drama club. Please join the fucking drama club. And we're just like, no, I don't have any legs. I wouldn't be able to stand. I don't have any legs. And he's just like, well, yeah, but I did offer to give you legs. Yes, and if I join the drama club, and I don't want to join the drama club, so please keep your legs away from me. And then he, like, lifts us up. He just, like, lifts us up and swings us over his shoulder. He just swings us over his shoulder. We're screaming. Help! I'm being attacked by a wild saber cat who wants me to join the drama club. Then he's, like, walking towards the school building. He's, like, walking towards the school building, holding us. And then we make it to the school building. And, like, he's all, like, hey, he wants to join up, he wants to sign up for the drama club. And we're just, like, looking at the person just being like, please, save me, send help. And, like, now we're in the, and, like, we managed to get away. We didn't join the drama club. We managed to get away. And now we're, like, in bed. We have like, little prosthetic legs that the hospital provided. We have prosthetic legs. We're just, like, laying down up in the ceiling. We blink, and then as soon as we reopen our eyes, we just see Kiga just, like, doing, like, horror movie bullshit, literally clutching to Yuichi's ceiling. His head does the whole, exorcist baby head turn where, like, his head literally rotates 180 degrees, and he just goes, Yuichi, join the drama club. And at this point, Yuichi's just, like, standing there, just, like, laying down there staring, and he's just completely done. He's just completely done. He's just like, I'm not joining the drama club, Kiga. Please get the hell out of my house before I call the cops. Oh, really? I thought that maybe since you know the both of them, you might have some idea what it is about. Nah, I don't have a clue. I'm sure that at some point the Prez was trying to be good about it, but the two of them fight almost every time they meet. Well, Haruki seems to really have it out for Shoichi, so I'm not surprised. Shoichi's patient, but there's only so much you can poke him before he snaps. Except Haru isn't the one doing the poking. But wait, he's not always the one instigating? What do you mean? I mean, that it's surprising to find out that such a big, mature-looking man can act like such a child sometimes. I suppose that's why we have the term man-child. That's, I had Haru come over a couple times when I had to drop documents at the student council, or had him meet up with me when I was on my way out. Every time him and Prez met up, they fight, and half the time, it's the Prez needling him for no good reason. You're still here? Wow, I'm shocked a guy like you would choose to stay in school for even a second longer than he has to. That's... Or, what are you even doing here, Koizumi? This student council room, you know, for the responsible people? That's not... Even better was the time when he said to me, oh, what are you even doing hanging around with that guy? Aren't you scared? What if the people he deals with try to do something to you? As if Haru was some kind of rabid dog or something. Holy shit, Shoichi, really? I know you don't have the best opinion of the guy, but come on, those are downright mean things to say. I've always known Shoichi could be a little passive-aggressive. I mostly see it when him and Keisuke are bickering, but not like this. He actually said those things? Mostly, I can't quite remember them verbatim, but that's the gist of it. I don't know what it was between the two of them, but I do my best to act as a buffer whenever the two come together. If anything, what you saw today was a milder version of what I go through every time. That's disturbing. Even putting aside the fact that those two are teammates and should therefore be able to get along better than this, there really is no justification to treating someone like this. I knew Shoichi had the wrong opinion about Haruki, but I didn't know it was this bad. He seems fully convinced that Haruki is involved in something a lot more dangerous than he actually is. First things first, I should probably prioritize setting Shoichi straight. If I want to make Haruki my friend, I can't have him and Shoichi swinging at each other every time they meet. I see. Thanks for telling me that. I have a lot to consider now, I suppose. I hope this hasn't made you change your mind about Haru. He really is a great guy once you get to know him. Nah, my mind was already set on that. I'm just reconsidering my approach. Great! I can try and help you out if you want. You know, put in a good word for you with him and whatnot. I don't think that would work terribly well. Nah, don't be like that. Haru already seems pretty fond of you based on the 2 or 3 times we talked about you. He does? Yeah, well, he called you a fucking headache and said you almost make him want to slug you in the face. What the fuck? In what world does that make him seem fond of me? You could use a lot more colorful language, you know? Besides, he said you almost make him want to hit you. Almost. 99% of people don't get that distinction. Can't you see how much progress you've already made? Really? Did we really lower our standards this far? It's sad that you'd be so excited over so little. This really is quite telling. I just can't decide whether it's about Haruki or you. I see. Well, I'm heading home for now. I'll try again with Haruki later. Even if I don't manage to talk to him tomorrow, I'll probably bump into him at the tournament on Saturday anyway. I wouldn't be too sure about that. Huh? How so? Isn't the whole team supposed to be there? Well, yeah, but it's not like Haru gets to play. He's pretty bitter about being sidelined, so he hasn't been wanting to show up. Sure, I've been trying to get through to him, but I'm not too sure that he'll show up without someone to drag him there. And I'm sadly going to be busy, so I can't show up for any of the competition. He's not going to play? Does that mean he's just not good? I mean, does he even have a right to be upset about it if he's not good enough to even make it into the starting 6? That sounds kind of entitled. Just because he didn't make the cut to be in the game doesn't mean he gets to sulk and bitch about it, and bitch because of it, and ditch because of it. I think you're misunderstanding something. What? It's not that Haru didn't make the cut. He's one of the best players in the team. He's not allowed to play because he keeps butting heads with Prez and the coach. What? Who told you that? Both of them did. What? Well, that's different. I would feel really bitter if I were excelling and got kept out of games because of my attitude. Granted, his stinks and he should really work on it, but still. That's messed up. Yeah, well, I'm sure it must sting even worse for Haru since the school went out of its way to recruit him in the first place. They did? Seems Haru was a little famous back in middle school for getting in fights somewhat often and being feared by his teammates. But he was tall, strong, and he carried his team all the way to the finals of the Saitama qualifiers of the national competition back during his last year of middle school. Apparently both the school and his coach went out of their way to scout him even knowing that, only to turn around and not let him play. So yeah, I get why he's upset about it. Feels scummy, don't you think? Like, I don't want you, but I don't want anyone else to have you either. But I don't know, that's just my outsider's perspective as a non-sportsy person. That's... holy shit. Sounds like the guy had a reign of terror even all the way back in middle school. Seriously, even as a child, you've had that nasty attitude for that long. It's no wonder people are afraid of you. You should really consider your own responsibility in this stuff, Haruki. Either way, I'll try my best to convince him to show up for it. If he does, I'll trust you to take it from there. Sure? Okay, I have to run now if I want to catch up with him, though. How are we even going to find him? Shouldn't be too hard. He tends to go to his favorite place whenever he's upset. So I'll check there first. I'm pretty sure I'll find him there. His favorite place? Oops, I might have said too much. I'll leave it up to Haru whether he wants to tell you about it eventually. I'll catch you later, Yuichi-senpai. I am far too confused to even say anything as I watch the Saber Cat walk away. There is no way Kiga is straight. Kiga is not straight in any way, shape, or form. That is a gay man. A favorite place? What does that even mean? Like an abandoned factory ground or something? I can literally already feel myself making assumptions already. Stop that. What the hell am I even supposed to do now? Not only did I make zero progress with Haruki today, but now I've found another roadblock in the middle of this whole situation. Today has not been a productive day. May 27th, Saturday, day 14. Let me check something real quick. I'm going to check something real quick. Where's my phone? I'm checking something real quick. Okay. I just checked it. Yeah. This is actually the next day is like the last day for Haruki's route so far. It had been some time since I'd last been here. Even looking around, I feel like I barely recognize the place anymore, and it's only been a few months. The Saitama City Gymnasium is the largest of the sporting venues in the Saitama, and plays host to the Saitama portion of the Inter-High qualifiers. Since I'd been feeling a little restless, I ended up waking up a tad bit earlier than expected. Takahiko is a bitch. Because of that, by the time Aki came downstairs for after his bath, I had pretty much already made and eaten breakfast, leaving him to feed himself while I went to wash myself. Truth be told, I've had so much on my mind that odds are pretty good I'd have forgotten about the competition if it hadn't been for that little reminder from Shoichi back on Thursday. A fact that he must never, ever know if I'm to avoid some serious guilt tripping. Wow, there's already a lot of people here. That's not a huge surprise. Today's the first day of the competition, and you can bet that all the teams will be arriving here early. You mean the first day for those that bypassed the first two rounds, right? Weren't the main qualifier rounds a few weeks ago? Were they? Huh, well if you say so. You see Shoichi every day, shouldn't you know that? And yet I don't. I don't know what else to tell you. I look around, searching the ground for any signs of a familiar face that we could meet up with. I'm sure Shoichi is bound to be here already with the rest of his team, but they're probably having a pre-match meeting and I don't want to get in the way of that. I mean, I do wish him good luck and all, but I can do that later. Shoichi always comes to find us when he's free anyway. Do you see anyone? I see a lot of people. I mean, anyone we know. Nope, not really. Do you think we're the first ones here? I find that hard to believe. Sai tends to be really, really early to these kinds of things. In fact, I decided to pull out my phone and message Saya, Jun, and Keisuke. It would be easier to let them know I've arrived and ask if any of them are around than actually trying to look for them. This gymnasium can hold up to 5,000 people. Even if it's not currently at capacity, trying to find someone in specific would be like trying to find a needle in a stack of needles. There, if anyone's around, they'll let us know. Hopefully it won't be Jun, though. Huh? Why not? Don't you like Kobayashi-san? I like him just fine. I just shudder to think what kind of death grip he would put on my arm, considering how crowded this place is. In fact, the very idea already makes me feel like my arm is throbbing. I quickly lead Aki to a less crowded area in one of the far-off walls. It gives us a view of the entrance without leaving us near the bulletin board with the match bracket, since that area is currently the most crowded. Part of me is also hoping that I might find a certain white wolf in here somewhere. I'm not even sure if he will show up today, but I might as well keep an eye out for him. I tried to approach him yesterday again when I saw him at the school gates before class, but... Huh? Join you for lunch? Why the fuck would I do that? Suffice to say, that idea wasn't as well received as I'd hoped. Part of me considered trying to look for him anyway during lunchtime and insisting until he relented, but... What? You gave up that easily? Come on, you need to have a little more gumption, Yuichi-san. Of course he's going to turn you down. You just have to annoy him until he says yes. Trust me, it's how I did it. The guy's prickly as all hell, but eventually he'll get tired of fighting you and will just let you do whatever you want. Then you're one step closer to becoming friends. I tried asking Haruki's friend before doing that just to be sure, and, well, Talking to a person that so clearly encouraged me to do exactly what I was thinking of doing and hearing it all put into words really put into perspective how creepy and annoying it was. So, I'm pivoting to something else. Not sure what yet, but I definitely know that I don't want to be the creepy guy who is known for stalking someone into submission. It'd be another story if I were still 6, but I'm not. There are laws and that sort of thing that I have to worry about nowadays. That Kika guy did say he'd try to convince Haruki to show up here today. I'm still not sure what to make of the guy. I do feel a little weird being this insistent when he's constantly pushing me away. But I get this feeling like what he says doesn't exactly match up with his body language. It's not even just how he insists on constantly saying he doesn't need a friend or doesn't need charity without ever saying anything about his wants. God knows I've pulled at that particular thread too much already. It's the look on his face whenever I call out to him. The way he tenses up every time I show up. It's like he's shocked I'm still trying. When he tells me to go away and I do listen to him, he always looks almost disappointed. But then when I don't listen to him and keep trying to talk to him, he just cusses me out and leaves instead. I swear, the man is harder to read than a Victorian novel. And I only know that because Sai insisted I read her favorite romance book back when we were in middle school. I barely got past chapter 2 before I started dozing off. She definitely wasn't happy about that. No replies yet. Maybe that means they're on their way. I wouldn't whip out my phone on the middle of public transport either. I suppose that's fair. Though I don't think I should point out that there is no way in hell Keisuke will be taking public transport in the first place. Might not know much about his family, but I do know that there's no way the heir to a giant conglomerate will be taking the bus here on his own. Kind of thirsty. I'm gonna go buy something to drink. Be right back. Yeah, sure. Just don't wander too far away. I'll be fine. I watch over Aki for a little bit until I'm comfortable in the knowledge that he knows what he's doing. Instead, I turn my attention back to my phone. Maybe we showed up a tad too early. There's still an hour before Shoichi's first match. If I had to wager a guess, I'd say Shoichi has been here for at least an hour already, if not more. What surprises me is that the others aren't here yet. It's not like they have to be here super early, but I guess I'm just not used to being the first one to arrive like this. Granted, at least as far as June is involved, I'm used to being left waiting a while, but Sai and Keisuke are a different story. Now, am I seriously going to be waiting around twiddling my thumbs for an hour? That's boring as all hell. I should have brought some kind of game to pass the time. Then, while I'm distracted with my own thoughts, the sound of someone clearing their throat echoes loudly from somewhere unnervingly close to me. I flinch, startled by the sudden noise, only to be greeted by... Haruki? Who else would it be? Why are you staring at me with that dumb look on your face? Were you asleep or something? No, not at all. I was distracted, that's all. Oh. Wait, I'm not imagining things, right? This really is Haruki here, talking to me? But why? Good morning? Yeah, whatever. Hi, bitch! Don't take this the wrong way, but why are you here? The fuck is that supposed to mean? You want me gone or something? No, that's not what I meant at all. I just mean that I'm surprised you came to talk to me. Oh yeah, well, not much else to do here. Even your annoying ass is better than boredom. I'll choose not to take that personally. I'll stick to considering this progress. I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of surprised to see you here, especially this early. Kika said you didn't want to come at all. Yeah, well, someone decided to tell me that if I didn't show up to at least cheer, I'd be off the team, even though they won't let me do so much as to be in the bench. Really? That's cruel. Who said that to you? How dense can you get? Take a guess, you moron. Oh. It was Shoichi, wasn't it? God damn it! Why does Shoichi have to be so strict? Can't imagine him ever saying something like that to any of his other teammates. It's one thing to not let someone be a part of the bench. You can only have so many players in it after all, but come on. Sorry, I wish he hadn't said that. Pfft, why are you apologizing for someone else, dumbass? It has nothing to do with you. Unless, of course, you're doing it because you don't want me to think less of your boyfriend. Would you stop saying that? Would you stop that? Shoichi and I aren't like that. Why do you keep insisting? Why do you keep insisting? The guy's clearly in love with you. Anyone with eyes can see. Even if that were true, which it's not, relationship needs to be reciprocal. Oh, you saying you're not interested in the dog? Of course I am. Shoichi's like a brother to me. The idea makes me want to vomit. Although Haruki looks way too pleased about that, in a way that kind of makes my skin crawl. But why are you looking at me like that? No reason. I don't buy that for a second. Out with it. It's not a big deal, really. Just thinking about when I can slip this juicy little bit of information to the dog. I have to choose carefully if I want to deal the most damage. Oh God, why are you like this? Stop that. Stop looking for reasons to fight with him or mess with him. It's childish. Fuck you. Who do you think you are to tell me what I can or can't do? Right now, a concerned citizen. we're gonna leave off here tonight. Ah! Anyways, stay safe, have a good night, and I will see you all tomorrow.